Can you really stay healthy by eating just one meal a day? It sounds like a modern health trend, but the idea has actually been around for thousands of years. Some people say it helps them lose weight, improve focus, and simplify their lives, while others believe it's unhealthy and unsustainable. So what's really happening inside the body when you eat just once every 24 hours? Today we're exploring the science, history, and reality behind one meal a day right here on History of Simple Things. Although OMAD, short for one meal a day, feels like a product of the internet age, the concept is far older than social media. For most of human history, food wasn't available around the clock. There were no supermarkets, food delivery apps, or refrigerators stocked with leftovers. Hunters could spend an entire day searching for prey before finally eating, while farmers often worked long hours in the fields before gathering for a substantial evening meal. In many ancient societies, eating once or twice a day was completely normal. The Romans often enjoyed one large meal later in the day, while many Greek philosophers believed moderation in eating helped sharpen the mind. Religious traditions around the world have also practiced fasting for centuries as a way to encourage discipline, gratitude, and spiritual reflection. The familiar routine of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks is actually a relatively recent development. As factories, schools, and office jobs became more common during the Industrial Revolution, structured meal schedules gradually became the norm. So, historically speaking, eating one meal a day isn't unusual at all. OMAD means instead of spreading food across multiple meals, a person consumes all of their daily calories within a single meal, usually eaten during a 1-hour window. The remaining 23 hours are spent fasting, although water, black coffee, and unsweetened tea are generally allowed. The idea isn't simply to eat less food. Ideally, that one meal should still provide enough calories, protein, vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, fiber, and carbohydrates to meet the body's daily nutritional needs. That sounds simple on paper, but in practice, fitting an entire day's nutrition into one sitting can be surprisingly difficult. During the first few hours after eating, your body behaves much like it would after any regular meal. Food is digested, nutrients are absorbed, and glucose from carbohydrates becomes your main source of energy. As several hours pass without eating, insulin levels begin to fall. Your body starts using glycogen, which is stored carbohydrate found mainly in the liver and muscles. Eventually, after roughly 12 to 16 hours without food, those glycogen stores begin running low. That's when the body gradually shifts toward burning stored fat for energy instead. As this continues, the liver starts producing molecules called ketones. These serve as an alternative fuel source, especially for the brain. Many people who practice fasting regularly say this is when they begin feeling more mentally alert or focused. However, reaching this stage isn't always comfortable, especially in the beginning. The biggest misconception about OMAD is that you simply skip meals and immediately feel amazing. In reality, the first few days can be challenging. Your body has become accustomed to eating at certain times, so suddenly removing breakfast and lunch often triggers strong hunger signals. Many beginners experience headaches, irritability, low energy, difficulty concentrating, or dizziness as they adjust. Fortunately, these symptoms often improve with time. One reason is a hormone called ghrelin, often referred to as the hunger hormone. Interestingly, ghrelin rises according to your usual eating schedule. If you regularly stop eating breakfast, your body gradually learns not to expect food at that time, making those hunger signals weaker over time. This explains why many experienced fasters report that the first week is much harder than the weeks that follow. People who stick with OMAD often describe several benefits. One of the biggest is simplicity. Instead of preparing multiple meals every day, they only have to plan one. For busy people, that can save both time and money. Some also notice that they naturally consume fewer calories without constantly counting them. Since there's only one opportunity to eat, it's often harder to overeat compared to grazing throughout the day. Others report having steadier energy levels, rather than experiencing repeated spikes and drops in blood sugar after several meals. They feel more consistent throughout the day. Some even claim their concentration improves because they spend less time thinking about food. Of course, these experiences are highly individual. What works well for one person may not work for someone else. Despite its popularity, OMAD isn't easy. Eating an entire day's worth of nutrients in one sitting takes planning. If that meal lacks enough protein, fiber, vitamins, or healthy fats, nutritional deficiencies can eventually develop. There's also the temptation to reward yourself with unhealthy foods after fasting all day. Some people mistakenly believe that because they're eating only once, they can eat whatever they want. But a single meal made entirely of burgers, fries, soda, and dessert still isn't balanced nutrition. Quality matters just as much as quantity. Large meals can also leave some people feeling overly full, sluggish, or uncomfortable because the digestive system suddenly has to process a significant amount of food all at once. One of the biggest lessons from OMAD is that meal timing isn't the only thing that determines good health. Some people genuinely feel their best eating 3 balanced meals every day. Others prefer smaller meals spread throughout the day. Still others enjoy intermittent fasting or 1 meal a day. The number of meals matters far less than consistently getting enough nutrients, maintaining a healthy weight, exercising regularly, sleeping well, and eating a balanced diet rich in whole foods. In other words, the clock isn't nearly as important as the food on your plate. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.